Hi everybody, this is Shai again. Today I'm very excited since we're gonna make my favorite dish, and this is couscous. Couscous comes from North Africa, and there it's served with a stew and meatballs and meat and a lot of other salads and all kinds of stuff, and it's really good. Basically, a couscous meal is made out of the couscous grain and then a stew that is served on top of that. We're gonna make the couscous stew and the grains themselves. To serve about 6 people, we're gonna need 3 carrots, 2 potatoes, 1 or 2 onions, some squash, some zucchini, some celery, and some cilantro. I'm going to use boneless turkey thighs, but you can use boneless chicken thighs, you can use a whole chicken or whatever kind of meat you want. Depending on the kind of meat, you need to decide how long you're going to cook the meat first. With chicken and turkey, you don't need to pre-cook the meat. We're going to start by chopping an onion. And then we're going to prep all the vegetables for the stew. We're going to cut the potatoes to fairly large pieces, just like that. We're going to put everything into a bowl. Now we're going to cut the carrots. Next, we're going to cut the zucchini. We're going to cut some sweet potato as well. Now we're going to cut the squash. Next is the cabbage. We're going to use half a cabbage. Then we're going to cut it from the center and cut slices out of it. Now we're going to cut the celery and cilantro. We're going to chop it very thin. Now we move to the turkey thighs. We're going to cut the turkey thighs to small pieces. Just like that. That's it, we're ready to cook the couscous stew. In a large pot, we're going to put 6 to 7 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Let it heat, and then add the chopped onions. Once the onion is golden brown, we're going to add the cilantro and celery, and then mix it a little bit together. To that, we're going to add the vegetables that we already cut, except the cabbage. We're going to mix all of it together. Then we're going to put the meat on top. And then spread it evenly in the pot. And now we're going to add the spices. We're going to put 1 tablespoon of soup consomme. You can use chicken consomme or you can use vegetable consomme. To that we're going to add 1 teaspoon of white pepper and then 1 tablespoon of salt. Now we're going to add 3 to 4 tablespoons of tomato paste. We're going to cover all of that with boiling water. We don't want to put too much water since we want to have a thick stew. Now on top of that, we're going to put the cabbage. The cabbage doesn't need to be covered all the way with the soup. Now we're going to let it cook. About 15 minutes later, we're going to check the stew. We're going to see that all the vegetables are covered with sauce. Now we're going to let it cook for about 45 more minutes. So altogether, the cooking time should be around 1 hour. And this is how it looks after 1 hour. Next step is to prepare the couscous grain. I'm using instant couscous grain. In the past, they used to steam the couscous grain that are made from cream of wheat. Today you can buy very good instant couscous. I'm using the thinnest couscous grain that I can find. I've put 1 pound of couscous grain into a pot. Now I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of salt and then 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. I'm going to mix all of that together. And then I'm going to add boiling water. The rule is to put enough boiling water to cover the grains, but not too much. Just like that. Now we're going to cover it for a few minutes. About 10 minutes later, we're going to take a fork and then scrape all the couscous from the pot, just like that. As you see, the couscous grain is very neutral in flavor because the stew is going to add all the flavors to it. Now I'm going to serve the couscous on a plate. I've got some couscous grain on the plate and then a special meatball that is usually served with couscous. You can find the recipe for it in another video of mine. Next step is to put the vegetables and meat on the couscous grain. When you serve couscous for dinner, you might want to put the stew on the table and let everyone choose his favorite vegetables. Now I'm going to put some sauce on top. That's it. That's our couscous plate. I've made couscous many times in the past, and I almost never found someone that doesn't like it. Couscous is very good anytime you serve it. Usually I serve couscous with cold salads, which you can find the recipes for in other videos on today's special. That's it for today. That's our couscous. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. Until next time, take care.